everyone, this is Usmi, and I wanted to talk to you about a ritual I do at the beginning of every new year. I started this about 4 years ago, and I start the year off with a water fast. Water fasting has a ton of benefits, both for your physical health as well as your mental, emotional, and spiritual states. I got into water fasting after reading a couple of books and listening to a lot of different interviews with Dr. Jason Fung. He's a nephrologist and he's an expert in obesity, insulin resistance, and how fasting affects our body. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, and you should not do water fasting without checking in with your doctor. And no one who is, underweight should be doing this. You should be physically healthy and able to do a fast if you want to. I've been doing this for 4 years now. I've done a 7-day water fast to start off the year, the last couple of years, and I did a 10-day water fast last year. This year I'm going for 14 days, which is going to be the longest that I'll have done. But having done multiple 7 and 10-day water fasts, along with a lot of 1, 2, 3-day, 4-day fasts, I know I'll be able to do it. Yesterday was my first day. I forgot to record, but it went by pretty easily. I've done a lot of fasting before, like I said, so just drank a bunch of herbal tea and a little bit of black coffee. So on my fast, I'm drinking water, herbal tea, black coffee, basically nothing with calories, and it was fine. Today's the second day. It's about afternoon, and I have been feeling a little hungry, and so I've just been drinking herbal tea and keeping myself distracted. I'm about to go out for a walk. So that's about it. I did sleep a lot last night, which often can happen with fasts, like kind of depending on where you are in your healing cycle. You can either sleep a lot or sleep very little. Yesterday was a long sleep night for me, so I'm well rested and ready to go. Hi. Today is day 3 of my 14-day fast. It's about a little after 5 in the evening. Starting yesterday, I had a bit of a headache and wasn't feeling so great. Also had a bit of trouble sleeping, but once I was able to sleep, I slept for almost 9 hours. I also, at the end of yesterday, started having that metallic taste in my mouth, which is usually a sign of ketosis. So it means that my body's used up all the glycogen in the liver, and now it's starting to burn fat. This morning I woke up. I probably could have slept a little bit more if I didn't have to wake up. I was definitely feeling a little sluggish, but once I got started with my day, I was fine. I was even able to do a little bit of yoga in the morning. And then this afternoon, I definitely noticed some dizziness, some lightheadedness, starting to feel hunger today on day 3. Definitely feeling a little bit of hunger, but then able to kind of ward it off by drinking some herbal tea. I do have a headache right now as well, and my lips are really chapped, even though I have been drinking water the whole time. Definitely feeling a little overwhelmed that I have 11 more days to go after this, but I know I can do it. I know I've done long fasts before, and so you just kind of have to break through that kind of mental barrier that you have. So today's a little bit harder than yesterday, but going well, and I'm confident I'll be able to keep my fast. As I'd mentioned yesterday, I had a headache. It went on throughout the evening. It was pretty bad. It went from being mild to quite piercing in the front of my head. I was able to go to sleep. I did have a restless sleep. I felt like I woke up multiple times during the night, but I got enough rest. When I woke up this morning, I did feel a little more sluggish and tired and lightheaded than usual, so I took it a little slow. I had some black coffee after my normal morning practice, and that helped give me a little bit of energy. I decided to do some gentle yoga instead of something more vigorous like I did yesterday, because I felt a little more lightheaded and didn't feel like my body would support something really very active today. But other than that, it's been a good day. No headache, which has been great. I've been able to concentrate. It was my first day back at work. Was able to do all my work just fine. Did have a feeling of mild hunger, but it was really mild and kind of in the background. I was more aware that I haven't eaten in a while, but I didn't have any crazy hunger pangs or cravings that made it difficult to work or concentrate or do anything. So overall, I'm feeling really good on day 4. I have been feeling tired and sluggish all day. Even when I woke up in this morning, I felt alert, but I just didn't want to get out of bed. And it's kind of been a slow day all around. The whole day I've been feeling like I have a little less energy than I normally do. I think this is probably because my body's in autophagy and focused on healing, recycling old cells. And so my mind is very alert, but I just don't feel like moving or doing a lot. So just been doing work and then resting, laying down, watching TV, but not doing anything else. Also have been feeling not necessarily hungry, but definitely missing food, missing eating. Today's probably been the hardest day of the fast, but having done long fasts before, I know that each day is different, and some days are harder, some days are easier. And so I'm looking forward to hopefully tomorrow being a little easier than today, but all in all, it's been fine. I slept a lot last night, around 10 hours. Woke up once again feeling really sluggish and slow and lightheaded. It was hard to get out of bed and move in the morning. I felt a little bit better after my herbal tea, definitely perked me up. The day so far has been fine. My lips are chapped again, which is really funny because they were not yesterday, but they were the day before. So I guess just cycles of healing going on here. And I actually felt good enough after work to go outside for a little walk today, which was nice. I did not feel up to leaving the apartment yesterday. I had no hunger pangs today. I still do have that feeling of being empty, but I don't think that necessarily counts as hunger. The biggest thing I miss is, I would say, is flavor. Since I'm in ketosis, there's this kind of like mild metallic taste in my mouth, and I just miss having some flavor. But overall, everything's going well, and that's it for today. Wanted to give some updates on how I've been feeling and what's been going on. I forgot to mention, but the last few days I've been noticing that the skin on my face is a lot smoother and a lot softer. So noticing some changes there. I had a very restless night of sleep last night. I woke up twice for probably like 30 to 45 minutes. But I was able to wake up on time and actually had a little more energy than I've been having. I still was feeling slow and lightheaded. I can't move really fast, but I was able to do a more active yoga practice today. And overall, it's going well. I will say I do miss having like chai or coffee, even more than food, just again, like changing that flavor and having something. But I've been just sipping my herbal tea and my water and getting through it. I slept a little less than 8 hours last night. I did wake up once in the middle of the night and was up for a while, but it didn't feel as restless as it had a few nights ago. I woke up, I was alert, but I was still moving really slowly. I still do get lightheaded. I tried doing a little bit of just like calisthenics in the morning, and my heart rate went up quickly, and I had to take a couple of breaks. So still moving really slowly. Don't have a ton of energy to do too much physically, but mentally I'm quite alert. Other than that, I'm feeling good, and I am missing food. I think I'm realizing how much like mental and emotional attachment I have to food, even though I know I don't need it physically. So just kind of working on that, resting and laying low. I know there's a couple of different camps when it comes to fasts. A lot of people like to go to retreat centers and just be resting the entire time. I have done many multi-day fasts, and I'm choosing to stay at home, and I'm still working, I'm still doing things. And so it does make it a little hard when you don't have a ton of energy to do too much, but it hasn't been a problem so far. Prior to this, when I was doing my long fast a few years ago, I used to like still go into the office and teach my yoga classes and do everything, and it was fine. Like, just have to be careful with myself, walk really slowly, and keep drinking water or herbal tea. So I definitely think there's like different camps and like different options depending on what you want to do. Um, I'm taking it a lot easier this time as well, hoping to just concentrate more on healing and hoping that that's effective. It has been an interesting 24 hours. So, in the evening last night, I started to feel really happy and elated, feeling kind of a little like goofy, and I felt like I finally got that fasting high that sometimes you hear about. I've done quite a few long fasts. You don't get it all the time, but I had it yesterday. It probably lasted about 30 or 40 minutes. It was really fun. Then I went to bed, woke up this morning. It was kind of normal, in that I was lightheaded, didn't have a ton of physical energy, but I was okay. I did my morning practice, called some relatives, and then I felt like I had no energy at all. I was really low energy, and then kind of out of nowhere, I started feeling really sad and emotional. I'm guessing that I'm purging some stuff, but was not feeling really great. So I ended up actually lying down to take a nap, which is something that I only do when I'm sick. And while I was there, I couldn't really sleep, but I was just resting, had my eyes closed. And it wasn't the hunger, but I felt really miserable. And I thought about breaking my fast. And just being honest with you here, if you're going to do a long fast, this may happen. It doesn't happen all the time, but I did have those thoughts and feelings, thinking about different ways I could break it, or, like something that would be just a little something, but not too much. But I was in bed under my blanket, did not actually do anything. Took a few minutes, calmed myself down, told myself that these feelings were going to pass, and I am really committed to doing the full fast. And it did pass. I don't feel miserable anymore, but I do have a lot less physical energy than I've had the last few days. I've really just been like resting and not moving around a lot. So that's about it. And I am looking forward to day 15 when I get to eat. Not gonna lie. That's about it. Bye. I had a really disturbed sleep last night. I woke up multiple times and was awake for quite a bit. Ended up feeling really, really groggy in the morning, had trouble waking up. Once again, I was feeling physically weak, but I would say that today it's even more than normal. Today was my hardest day of the fast in terms of just physical energy. I was back to work after the weekend. I've been working from home due to the pandemic, so I've not had to move around a lot, but I found that today I was just really tired even sitting in front of the computer. I felt really sleepy during meetings, and so definitely now getting into the tail end of the fast and being really deep in it, I'm noticing that I don't have as much physical energy as normal. Once again, had a really restless and disturbed sleep last night. Woke up many times during the night and was up for quite a while. I gave myself extra time in bed to rest, knowing this was going to happen, and that was definitely a good call. I've not been doing yoga the past few days in the morning. I would just do some light yoga, but I've not been having a lot of physical energy and I don't want to push myself too much. Overall, I feel a lot better today. I definitely have a lot more mental clarity and I've been focused at work. I still have been getting sleepy during meetings, so it's not like I'm 100% normal, but I have actually been feeling better today, which I think is pretty cool, and it shows you that each day of fasting is different. Also, last night while I was in bed, I noticed different parts of my body feeling pain and aching for a little bit. So I had pain in my stomach, then I think my back spleen, and then my lower back, and it came and went. And so I think my body's continuing to heal as I'm in this fast. And so that's a really great benefit of the fast. And that's about it. Late last night, I experienced a little bit of heartburn for a little while. Not sure why. I haven't eaten anything in days. And then, even though I was really tired, I had trouble falling asleep. Once I was asleep, I was able to sleep for a couple of hours, and then I did wake up once and I was up for a little bit. But after that, I was able to sleep straight through the night, and I had a nice, well rested sleep. I woke up in the morning and it was kind of normal, feeling slow, feeling, just not a ton of physical energy, but overall okay. And then as the day wore on, I started not feeling great again. I actually felt really hungry for the first time, which I was surprised because usually this deep in the fast, you're not supposed to feel hunger. So I drank a lot of water and herbal tea. I'm assuming it might mean that I'm a little dehydrated just from the fasting and I haven't been having enough liquid. And then I've just been feeling really tired and lethargic. Today was a really hard day at work. I did have a bunch of work to do and a bunch of meetings, and all I wanted to do was lie down. I was able to push through and get through the day, but it was definitely challenging today. I had a very deep sleep last night. I did wake up once at 4 a.m. for a little bit, but I slept a lot, more than normal, and felt well rested. When I woke up, once again, not a ton of physical energy, and I went to the end of the block today to compost. It's compost day here in Brooklyn, and it's a really, really short walk, but when I came home, my heart rate was elevated and I actually had to lie down for a few minutes. So I think this is definitely something to do with like the fasting and blood pressure and things like that. But even the smallest physical exertions can either make me feel winded or make me feel lightheaded. I've also noticed that I can't drink liquids way too quickly, otherwise I feel nauseous. So I've been having to sip very, very slowly. I have been drinking a lot more water and herbal tea since yesterday because once again I am starting to feel hungry and I'm assuming that's just dehydration. So I've been drinking a lot. Today has been difficult at work. I've been feeling tired. I've also been feeling hungry, and it's not been easy to concentrate. I have been able to get through it, but it's definitely been difficult today, and I'm looking forward to only one more day and then being able to eat on day 15. Hi, today is day 14 of my 14-day fast. It is the last day, and I am officially counting down to be able to eat tomorrow. Nothing new to report today. It's the same as the last few days. So, slept a lot, don't have a ton of physical energy, and have been drinking lots of liquids to just make sure I don't get dehydrated. I will give an update after I eat tomorrow about how I feel and the overall results of the fast. Hi, today is day 15. My 14-day fast is officially completed, and I'm about to break my fast with a little bit of masala chai and some soaked and peeled almonds. I'm not going to eat all of these, just a few. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first have these probably digest for about a half an hour to an hour, and then I'll have a light meal that's cooked and easy to digest. I am really excited to eat after 14 days. I can't believe it's finally happening. So I'm going to have my first official sip of masala chai in 15 days. Yum. Hi, I've officially had my first full meal after breaking my fast, and I just wanted to give a little bit of a recap as well as what are some of my thoughts on having done such a long fast. So I think the first thing is a 14-day fast is hard. Definitely do not do one if you haven't done 1, 2, 3, 5, 7-day fasts before. I think that's the biggest thing. Having done long fasts before, I knew I could get through this one. I was actually surprised, but week 2 was a lot harder than week 1. I just didn't have a lot of energy and it was hard to be at work. So really think about what are the obligations you have and things going on in your life. I can see why a lot of people go to retreat centers and to not do this at home, because you do have a lot going on and it can be hard. It was definitely a struggle for me to keep working while doing the fasts. Other thing is, knowing that it's going to be difficult. It was difficult, I would say, not just physically from not feeling great, especially on like day 9, to mentally and emotionally. You're gonna feel a lot of different feelings. You're gonna want to break the fast just to kind of get out of it. I think all of those things were part of the healing process, but it is really challenging. And so being prepared to encounter that and know if you want to get through it or not. At any point, I didn't feel unsafe. Obviously, if you feel unsafe, you should break your fast. You shouldn't keep going. But having, again, like done many multi-day fasts, I was sure that I was safe, and I knew it was just something that I could get through rather than an indication that I should break the fast. So I would say those are like the biggest things. It was definitely really challenging. I think having done this once, I would not do a 14-day fast again while working. I think the max I would do personally for me is 7 days, having seen this, but you're going to have to decide what's comfortable for you and like what makes sense for you. I'm sure everybody's really curious about weight, so I wanted to talk a little bit about this. So Dr. Jason Fung, who has a lot of videos as well as written a book, I think he also has a blog, talks a lot about fasting and the different effects it has on your health. And so what he says is on average, we burn about a half a pound of fat a day for every day that we fast. And now you are going to lose more than that. And a lot of it, or most of it's going to be water weight. So in my experience, what happens is like the first couple of days, you'll lose like 2 to 3 pounds. And that's a lot of the water weight. After that, it'll slow down to a pound, pound and a half. And then as you go deeper into the fast, it'll be less than a pound. And so on average, you could say like, oh, if you did a 7-day fast, you can expect to lose about 7 pounds, a 10-day fast, 10 pounds, kind of like that. That's kind of like a rule of thumb. But the moment you start eating, if you eat exactly like you did prior to your fast, you're likely to gain back basically about half the weight, so all of the water weight back. If you if you eat differently after your fast, you could keep more of that weight off. It really kind of depends on what you're doing and how you're doing the fast. For this fast, I started on a high weight. So I started on January 1st. The last 2 weeks of December, I had eaten out a lot due to the holidays and celebrating, as well as I had my period. So I had about 5 pounds of excess water weight. So I do think I've lost more on this fast than I would have if I'd done a 14-day fast at any other time. So I really do want to caveat that everyone's body is going to be different, and I don't want anyone to anchor on this number and like if you do the fast and you don't lose as much, like to not feel like not good about that. Everyone's going to be different. I did happen to lose about a little over 20 pounds during this 14-day fast. I have eaten, so I am expecting to gain a little bit of weight back the next few days as I eat, and then I'm planning on kind of continuing an intermittent fasting path because I do want to continue to lose weight. And everyone's journey is going to be different, so don't get too tied to a number. It's really kind of about how you're feeling, what your healing journey is like, and you know what your body's doing. We don't get to control while we're fasting what parts of our energetic body are decide to heal and what blocks decide to happen. Like I said, I've done long fasts before where I felt like I've had a lot more energy. This one I really just did not. All in all, it was a really great and challenging experience. Definitely one of the hardest things I've ever done. And I'm really proud to have done it, but I'm also very glad that it's over.